I feel like the past 24 hours has just been a complete nightmare. 104% on imports coming from China. 104%. And that means my small business that I put everything into is done. I quit my corporate job about a year and a half ago to chase my dreams.
I have over $30,000 worth of product on a ship coming from China to the US right now. I've literally been having a panic attack all day long. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do.
So Trump just destroyed my business, my small business. Trump announced his massive tax plan on items coming from other countries. He says that the countries are going to pay that. That's false. It's the person bringing it in. And I own a small business. I've been in operation since 2018. I've been incredibly successful, basically doubling my business every single year. And it's not a product that can be made here in the United States, but
my husband just left for work, and as he was leaving, he goes, "Did you hear that they finally imposed the tariffs on China?" Which is where my fucking bags come from. It's a 50% tariff, I believe. Don't quote me, I did not look that up. If my bags cost 50% more, it means my small business will suffer because people decided to vote for the party they've always voted for without.
Trump's tariffs are affecting real small businesses. Okay, I own my own store, my own small business. And I sell crystals, tea, magic-y herbs, art, bath and body, all sorts of stuff. I make my own.
Hey my people, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that from wherever you my lovelies are watching this from, you're doing alright, and God has protected you and preserved you very well. And as always, I do appreciate all of you that keep supporting me on here. Special shout out to my members because they support exclusively through the member packs. We are definitely back with another interesting episode, guys. It's a FA4 edition. F around and find out. The palm-colored small business owners, right? They are in a find out stage that their businesses are about to collapse. Majority of these small business owners have been getting stuff from China. Now with the imports that are put on China, it's now doubled from, 104 to actually more, right? Yeah. They're here crying and hollering because they are not going to be able to afford this and they cannot make these products in America, even if Trump is trying to bring that back in America. You can make these things up. We're going to see all their hollering, all their, tantrums. Let's not forget they voted for this. Okay, maybe not all of them. We are going to watch the stitches that I put out together for us to watch. Credit goes to the creators. We'll come back and talk about it. Do me a favor and subscribe if you're landing on here for your very first time. And let me know what you think in the comment section about this episode.
I have over $30,000 worth of product on a ship coming from China to the US right now. I've literally been having a panic attack all day long. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do. I don't understand how Trump is able to just say tariffs on China are going to be over 100%. And he's not even giving any time for business owners to make adjustments or cancel orders. I paid for this product months ago and it has been on a ship for weeks. I can't just on a dime say, never mind, take it back. I already paid for the fabric. I already paid to make them have the product. I just I don't know what I'm going to do. Is this product just going to arrive in the US and they're going to say, you owe us another $30,000 in tariffs? Because I don't have that. I don't have that. So what do? Do I send the product back? But then I don't have any product to sell, which means the business is over. And I would have to pay for shipping, which would be several thousand more dollars to send the product back to China. I just feel so angry. I have worked so fucking hard to start my own business and live the American dream. And, I was so burnt out in corporate America and I just wanted to be able to do my own thing and start my own business and take a chance on myself. And now it seems like that's just over. I'm just going to lose tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know what to say. I'm just genuinely in shock, and I don't know what to do. I literally have no words.
My husband just left for work, and as he was leaving, he goes, "Did you hear that they finally imposed the tariffs on China?" Which is where my fucking cookie bags come from. It's a 50% tariff, I believe. Don't quote me, I did not look that up. If my bags cost 50% more, it means my small business will suffer because people decided to vote for the party they've always voted for without doing their fucking research on the things he was going to do, or thinking about how it would impact the people around them, the people they love, the people they care for. It's fucking embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for the people that voted for him. I'm about to go to Costco and probably spend $400 on ingredients, and I need to order more cookie bags, and it was $1,500 the last time I ordered. Is it going to be $750 more than that next time? Is TikTok going away literally tomorrow? If it does, please click the link in my bio and follow me in other places. It's just fucked up. It's just so fucked up. And I truly am so embarrassed for anyone who created this fucked up world we're living in. Wasn't me. I buy my cookie bags from China for my little hobby that has done sales of almost $50,000 in the past 3 months. And that is with taking 2 weeks off. But yes, I buy my bags from China, which means my business is being impacted by the tariffs imposed by the current administration. That is not a political stance, it is just the fucking truth. That has made a lot of people very angry on the Chinese app TikTok. I used to buy my bags made in America. They were shitty little cellophane bags that I had to individually sticker the front and back of each bag. It was the bane of my existence. Some of these places have a minimum of 1,000 bags per design. As a small business owner with a credit card with a limit on it, I can't fucking afford that. So when I found this company that could make these bags, which were the exact bags that I wanted, that no company in America makes, I ordered them. So to all you fuckers who are like, you should just buy American. Support our American economy. You're giving your money to the Chinese. Are you kidding? Your MAGA hats are made in China.
So Trump just destroyed my business, my small business. Trump announced his massive tax plan on items coming from other countries. He says that the countries are going to pay that. That's false. It's the person bringing it in. And I own a small business. I've been in operation since 2018. I've been incredibly successful, basically doubling my business every single year. And it's not a product that can be made here in the United States. But I've had a lot of people say, well, what about the tariffs before? Yeah, I didn't have any. That was 0% tariffs for me, 0% tax. He added 10% in February, then he added another 10% in March, and then yesterday he just announced an additional 34% on top of that. So for all products coming in from China, that is now 54%. So most retail goods, stores, products, there's about a 30 to 40% profit margin, okay? Profit margin. That profit margin, a lot of the times, that's not even a living wage, okay? But that 30 to 40% is how the people that own that business are able to live. And then there's still other expenses on top of that. 54% tax is more than the profit that most retailers or business owners would make. Well, a 54% tax. And I'm just paying that money straight to Trump.
I feel like the past 24 hours has just been a complete nightmare. 104% on imports coming from China. 104%. And that means my small business that I put everything into is fucking done. I quit my corporate job about a year and a half ago to chase my dreams. I designed and launched a kids fitness brand, and it was going great. I paid fair wages. I built relationships. And then overnight, the cost just more than doubled. My margins were gone. You know, my business doesn't pay for a yacht or a private jet. It pays for our daughter's swim classes. It covers groceries. It helps with babysitters for date nights. This isn't just numbers on a policy sheet. It's real people, real jobs, real families, and now I'm back at square one. So wish me luck.
So last night we closed our US website, so we're not accepting orders from the USA at the moment. Hopefully this is just temporary, but it was something, like, it was a really hard decision to make, but it was one that I just had to make. When tariffs went over 100% on Chinese made goods into the US yesterday, I was like, well, literally we can't make any money. So we make our product in China, so it's full of bust swimwear. It's like basically like a bra. It's got underwire, power mesh. We do 66 bra sizes. It's like really, really technical, and really good quality. And I have not been able to find anyone else that has the expertise to make it to this standard, let alone make it, to be honest. Like, no one wants to do underwire swimwear. Like, it's way too complicated. And it's not super efficient on a production line. But like, we've got our supplier who we've got a really good relationship in China. They're so good. They're like the experts. And so our goods are made there. Then we send them to Australia. And then they stay at our warehouse in Melbourne, Australia. And that's where we ship our orders from. So when we're sending bikinis to our US customers, we have to declare that they're made in China. So once they get to the US, if tariffs are over 100%, if we're paying the duties, like we're covering that cost, we're having to pay. So if a bikini top is $100, it gets to the US and tariffs are, say, 105%. We have to pay $105 to the US government. So literally we just wiped all our revenue. Like, it's just, so yesterday I just had to make that call. I was like, well, it's a no-brainer. I'm turning off the website. And like, I don't want to put that cost onto our US customers either. I want to be able to absorb that or cover it, because it's just like a better experience for customers. There's no questions, like, it's not a surprise when the goods get to the US and they have to pay these tariffs. Like, I think it's important as a brand, if you can, to like cover those costs and do duties paid. So yeah, it's, as a small business, so sad, especially because we sell swimwear. And this time now it's getting cooler in Australia, so we're not really getting many Australian sales. And usually we sell to the US at this time of year. We were actually getting quite a few sales over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, we've just literally just turned that off. Yeah, I feel really bad for everyone in the US, and like just the uncertainty and like how expensive their goods are going to be, if they can even get stuff. Because I assume lots of other brands are going to stop being able to sell to the US. Yeah, so feeling for you all in the US right now. Also feeling for the small brands that are going to like lose a lot of business from the US, and who are also just like, God, tariffs are so confusing. Like, I kind of only understand it because I studied economics and finance. Like, it doesn't even come naturally to me, but I know what a tariff is. So I know to sort of like be able to read into it a little bit more. Yeah, it's a really tough time. Thinking of all you small businesses, and let me know how you're going with this, what your strategy has been. Keen to hear from you, and yeah.
So I'm in a supermarket and I'm shopping. And I figured, you know what, I might as well just ask a bunch of random people how they feel about Donald Trump's tariffs, since you always hear it from me. So let's just go around and ask some people. What do you think of Trump's tariffs?
Trump, if you're trying to get me to say anything bad against Trump, I'm for Trump.
What?
He saved, yes, he definitely has made a difference, and they're still going to complain.
That's right.
No matter what.
Make America great again.
Yes, make America great again.
What do you think of Trump's tariffs?
Who?
Trump's tariffs. What do you think of them? The war on China.
I ain't getting into that.
No? Okay. Hey, what do you think of Trump's tariffs?
Tariff?
Yeah, the tariff war against China.
I have not been paying a whole bunch of attention to, honestly.
No, not at all. No thoughts whatsoever?
I haven't been paying attention.
Okay. What do you think of Donald Trump?
I think he is what we need at the moment.
What do you think of Trump's tariffs? What do you think of Donald Trump's tariffs?
Oh, I don't want that question.
Well, if you guys liked what you just saw and want more commentary from more Americans that get asked real questions about the state of the economy, tariff, and the trade war with China, let me know.
I hate to say this, but most brands are not going to survive this tariff war. 104% tariff has been placed on Chinese imported goods. And you know who that affects the most? Small businesses, small US businesses. And even for a business like ours that is very stable and profitable, we are now going to be going in the red. Effectively, what this tariff has done is it's made it extremely, extremely expensive. We're basically paying taxes that didn't exist before on goods being shipped into the US from China. And we're in the nail business, and there's no way to produce that in the US. There is no factory for press-on nails, and the best factories in terms of craftsmanship is in China. There's a couple that we're looking to in Vietnam, but even then that's like a 48% tariff rate. And just so you guys understand what this will cost most businesses, even last Thursday at the 54% tariff rate, that would be equivalent to us adding 3 times the amount of employees that we currently have. So imagine adding another 50% on top of that. That's like hiring like 500 more people. Like, that is insane. That is, most businesses will go out of business. There is no way that people have enough, even cash flow, to be able to sustain a business. We're all fucked. Like, if this continues. And obviously we're going to try our best, and what's going to happen is it's going to get passed down to the consumer. There is no way that a company will be able to stay afloat and absorb all of this. They will definitely pass it on to the customer, and the customer will have to choose if that is still wise for them to purchase. But I'm hoping that this fizzles out. There's no way that this can continue without a massive recession, and 90% of US businesses going out of business within a year. If this stays on for that long, it will be absolutely devastating for our economy. So I'm hoping that, I understand why he's doing it, but the way he's doing it is, it's not giving us any time to prepare, because to be able to move your entire manufacturer infrastructure to the US, especially for a product category that historically has never been produced in the US, it is so difficult. That would be like a $20 million investment at least. So I guess we'll see how this shakes out, but I think every business owner is in the same boat, where we are just like watching the news every second as it comes by, and like redoing our projections, figuring out with our finance team, like what can we do? Like, basically it's all hands on deck. And I was literally in China last week talking to our factory to try to negotiate the 20+% tariff that we had, only for the following day to have the tariffs go up to 54%. And then today, 104%. So I have no idea where this is going. I don't think anyone is. So we'll see.
That's why there will be 104% tariffs going into effect on China tonight.
But how are they going to get their hats?
Would anybody like a hat?
Oh yeah, if this tariff goes through, yes, everything will become more expensive, but then you're also not going to have like 90% of the products that you have today. So I don't think people realize just how incredibly fucked up the whole tariff thing will be if it goes into place. Like, and again, like, I'm a small business owner and I have my products manufactured in China. It is not because I want to have them manufactured in China. It is because there is literally no manufacturer that can make my products here in the United States. And there won't be for a long time. Like, Trump has proposed the 60% tariff on all goods imported from China. First of all, that's like everything that's on Amazon. Everything. And basically everything at like Target, Walmart, like everywhere. Okay. But it's not, what is missing from this conversation is that manufacturers will just choose to not make things. Okay. So, and I mean, believe me, I am all about like lowering consumerism, but a lot of those things are going to be durable goods that like you need and would normally have. And now instead of having like 10 choices, you're going to have like one choice. So for example, like a lot of people are saying, oh, okay, well, they're just going to, it's a 60% tariff that the importer, which would be the person like me selling it, I would just increase my prices by 60%. So like, first of all, I wouldn't do that, right? I mean, that would be like a $60 sippy. No, it's not a $60 sippy cup, but like it's expensive and not fair for my customers, right? What many manufacturers are going to choose to do, they're just going to choose to not make it. Trump's whole thing is that, he wants to punish China, but he also wants to really push American manufacturing. Amazing. I love that. But I can tell you, America doesn't have like manufacturing like up and ready to go. It doesn't, right? Maybe it did in like the 70s, but starting out in the 80s and up until today, there has been a significant decline. Sure, there are certain industries where they're still manufacturing things, but it is not like it is in China, where they literally have huge industrial cities, right? Where their entire, that is their entire economy. And they've been building that for decades, right? Where you can go and say, I want to build the sippy cup from start to finish, and they will get every single piece made for you to your specification and have it shipped to you and everything, right? And so, for example, I have been looking for years, even before I started even making my sippy cups, to be made here in the United States. And I can tell you, so my sippy cups are made out of borosilicate glass, which is similar to Pyrex. It's much more heat resistant. There is not one borosilicate glass drinkware manufacturer. The only borosilicate glass that is made in the United States is for traffic lights and laboratory equipment. Yeah. And I've been checking a lot, all the time. Now I can try and make something out of tempered glass, but for my purposes, it's not going to be as good, durable, not as good for the end product. And check this out. My cups are covered in a silicone sleeve, right? And it has a little silicone straw on the top, right? So if I were to find a manufacturer for my borosilicate glasses, right, I would still need to find a different manufacturer for that outer silicone sleeve and the inner straw, right? This is an example. This is not my cup, but this is an example. So you would have to find a different manufacturer in the United States for every single component. They wouldn't be able to put that all together for you. Yeah. And that would be extremely expensive. It would be like a $200 sippy cup if it were made here in the United States in regards to where we are now with our manufacturing capability. And so imagine imagine Target, for example, that has tons of different collections like Hearth and Home and what is a Good and Gather, they have the different collections. They're just going to not make tons of assortment. They're just going to make one from every single, maybe not even one. They're just going to stop selling shit. And believe me, I believe that companies sell too much shit, but some of that stuff you actually need, right? And you will be forced to buy shit that is subpar. You will be forced to buy shit that you don't really want, but maybe you just need a stapler instead of having 10 different variations with different specific needs, and qualities from them. You will have one, and that one is going to be really expensive. Yeah, so it's not going to necessarily drive American manufacturing. And if manufacturers ever want to get to where China is in regards to their, their capabilities, it's going to take 20 years. It takes a lot of money, a lot of investment. So, and again, I could build my own factory here in the United States, but I need $10 million of VC, money. And I don't want that. I don't want to get outside investors, VC funding, and then completely water down my product. I just think a lot of people aren't considering what this is actually going to look like, which is fucking nuts.
As a business owner who imports steel products from China, here's my 2 cents on steel tariffs. We make these, and this is the insane part about why we do and why all American companies are making stuff in China versus America. In short, I mean, if you want to skip this video, what it's about is Americans are a bunch of babies and they're hard to work with. So we make these boxes, they're self-checkout kiosks in China, manufactured, powder coated, packaged, shipped. This is, I think, well, before shipping, I'm probably $250 into this box. We send this design that we made to, we've been making these for 6 years, no problems. And then we send tariffs got a little scary, so we send the designs to a bunch of companies in America, and all I'm getting are these emails about, well, how many are you going to make? If you're not going to make 500 at a time, we can't work with you. And then maybe they can, they'll say, we'll make it. It's a huge pain in the ass for us, but we'll do it. But then, they want like $1,000 or $1,200, not powder coated, not packaged, not shipped. And to give you an example, I mean, we get these custom styrofoam, pieces that we put that are molded around, the front of this that, the other piece of styrofoam fits this perfect. And so they're not powder coating them. They're telling us, you got to come get them and take them to a powder coater, and we're not going to help you with that. Or so basically with a whole bunch of kicking and screaming, I can get an American company to make this for maybe $1,200, not powder coated, no packaging, no shipping. And I get this for $250 in China. And then China says, how many do you want? You want 5 pieces? You want 100? You want 500? We don't care. And then the biggest thing I'm running into with American companies is that they're coming back and they're just saying well, how are we supposed to make this? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I gave you CAD designs. Look at the CAD designs. And they're like, but we don't know if, you're not telling us if we should weld this corner on here. And then they're sending me back these pictures of the thing kind of taken apart. And they're like, you need to tell us that you want this corner welded here, and then that you want this piece bent, and what. And I'm like, I'm not a metal shop, man. We're a software development company. I have no idea what equipment you have and how, if you're gonna laser cut a piece first and then you bend it and then you weld it to this other piece. That's not my job. You're the metal shop. That's your job. You should know. I should give you a CAD design. You should know, okay, we see what you're doing here. We'll cut it up our own way, and we'll make it with the equipment that we have and the know-how that we have. We'll get it done. Because basically that's the difference. I give this to China and they say no problem, and then 6 weeks later I have these beautiful boxes in my hands for 1/10 of the price of America. And so even if the tariffs end up being the original 25% tariff plus the 10% that he just added, plus another 25% on steel products, I'm probably still going to make them in China because I don't have to deal with Americans. And on top of all that, you add another 60% to what I'm paying, I bet they're still cheaper to do in China with 1,000,000 times less headache. I hate working with American companies so much. There are no words for me to describe how horrible of an experience it is working with American companies, especially in the steel industry. So his whole idea of we're going to bring all these jobs back to America, he would probably have to put a 200% tariff on all things from China for me to stop making these in China. Because I cannot find, and like I said, I've been doing this for 6 years. I cannot find a single American company that has been a breeze to work with. They've all been a fucking nightmare. And every single company I've ever talked to in China has just been so easy to work with. They'll tell you if they can do it or not, and then if they can't, they'll send you to their friend that does it, and they'll be like, these guys have the equipment, they can do it for you. So much easier. Basically, all that these things are doing is I'm going to pay more for this. I'm going to raise my prices. My customers are going to pay more for this. They're going to raise their prices. The end user of this system is going to pay more. All of us are going to pay more because the Grand Cheeto is an idiot.
Okay, I want to talk real quick about how Trump's tariffs are affecting real small businesses. Okay, I own my own store, my own small business, and I sell crystals, tea, magic-y herbs, art, Bath and Body, all sorts of stuff. I make my own natural stone jewelry over here. I had a order made up for things I needed to reorder. I needed new crystals, new incense, all this stuff. Everything has gone up in price since when I had put it in the cart I haven't bought it yet. Everything has gone up in price by 20 to 30%, sometimes more depending on where it's coming from. And I already hear the right bargain. Well, just buy American. Just get those supplies from America. Yeah. I can't order like crystals, from America. Okay. I can. Look, I can. And I do often. But the people that I buy it from in America do not get them in America, because America does not produce every type of crystal that we need, right? So even if it's an American company who are making these towers, right? They shape these towers, these moonstone towers. The moonstone does not come from America, okay? This had to be imported, okay? Most crystal factories are India, Brazil, China, Indonesia, all of them over there. So everything has gone up, like astronomically. I make my own jewelry, right? I make my own jewelry, okay? But again, these stones do not come all from America, right? My materials, my wire that I use, the chains that I use, guess what? It doesn't come from America. I'm an American person making American-made jewelry, but the inputs do not all come from America because we don't have the infrastructure, simply. I'll give you another example. Everybody loves this incense, right? The Nag Champa. I carry quite a bit of it. I'm super duper out. I need to order. I usually have like 12 different kinds of this. I need to reorder it. Guess what? It's made in India, okay? This is a tried and true trusted brand. Everybody loves this incense. It's not overpowering, but it smells really good. Like, this is the gold standard for incense. It's made in India. Even if I import, or even if I'm buying it from an American company has imported it from India. Yeah. Here's another great example. I carry American-made tea, right? A great, awesome American maker makes this loose leaf tea that I carry in my store. Do we think that this package was made in America? I bet it wasn't. Everybody that is making American, that is an American business owner, relies on world trade to be successful. Bottom line, period. And I am terrified because I do not know what this means long term for my business. The price of everything will inevitably go up because the person who makes the tea now needs to cover their materials, which has gone up. I mean, it's such a slippery slope, and we are so fucking screwed. I have been in business a year and a half. I mean, longer. I have been a brick and mortar for a year and a half. I have been doing great business, but I have seen the trend of the economy and sales already. And now I'm like looking at what I can order, and my prices have gone up, and I'm like, what? How is this going to work out? Because I was doing fine, and now I don't know if I can cover those those margins to make it profitable so I can like feed my family. Yeah. So if you made it all the way through this video, I super appreciate it. Please support your small businesses in your town. And if you want to support mine, I'll tag it below. I would super appreciate it because I am scared right now. I'm scared about the future.
Before beginning this video, I want to always appreciate people that give me stuff, that become amazing friends. I have a Black American mama that's bought me this shirt, which is an iconic shirt from one of the famous, Michael Jackson something, and she got me this from Brazil when she was there. Mama, if you're watching this, thank you so very much. This means a lot to me. Thank you so very much for thinking that I deserve this. Back to the whole earrings. As if they were not told. As if they didn't see it from the beginning, that his policies are actually targeting small business owners. Yeah. And you see, things are very tough. In the US, everybody's trying to hustle and just make ends meet. You find TikTok affiliates, you find people that sell products online, and this, these small businesses have been able to actually provide and take care of people's families. This is how so many Americans have actually been making a living, by getting stuff from China and then selling them online. Now the tariffs are doubled, and chances are, because the thing is, he paused the tariffs, but what he did not do was to remove the tariffs on China. For China, he doubled, right? And the majority of palm-colored people that are small business owners, all their imports are coming from China, just like you have seen in here. And let's fuck around and find out. He had so much hate on China, and a lot of people that voted for him joined him in doing this. They didn't know that he's about to touch the vein that feeds their heart. And unfortunately, yeah, I think things are going to be happening one by one for them to realize that they made a mistake. But it's so unfortunate that the mistake they made is a bit hard to undo. Now, it would be nice for him to bring back manufacturing and, back to America. But from what you have seen here, actually so many business owners are like, we have tried America, and they don't produce them perfectly, they don't make them nicely, and they're very expensive too, yeah. And some other people are saying we would rather F around with, others instead of effing around with America, because, like, Americans are just not good. Give credit where it is due. I think China has really sustained a lot of small businesses, on top, of course, of them making money off these small businesses. But I also feel like what makes a country are small businesses. And let me tell you this, that's exactly what Kamala wanted to prioritize. She spoke about it and everybody was mocking her. But the taxes and everything that is going, right, it comes from middle class and small businesses. That is what makes the country. We all agree that billionaires don't pay that much. In fact, his plan is to make sure that he exempts them from paying taxes. Now imagine the same people that have been supporting you, the same people that supported your campaigns, the same people that stood out there for you. And this is exactly what you are doing to them, all because of what? You hate China so bad, right? You're calling them peasants. But majority of everything that you have comes from China, including the Make America Great Again cups, including majority of Trump's merchandises that he sells. It's made in China. How crazy, right? And yeah, I think it's crazy that a lot of them are in a find out stage, but there's absolutely nothing to do about this. They made this bed, they laid it, and they have to lay in this mess. They have to sit in it. Their pockets are going to be affected. He's gonna run them dry. Let me tell you this. If you think this is just something that is worrying, the Democrats, absolutely not. This is being felt by everybody, including those of you that are watching me that actually voted for him. I don't know if I have some that voted for him in here, right? But even you, when you sit down, this does not make sense at all. This is affecting America. This is affecting your... And China is not going to be affected. It can accept to lose a bit. America does not make like 10% of the global population. China has a lot of trading partners, I tell you that, and majority of them are still willing. So who is gonna win this trade war? If these crybabies are coming out right now to pour tears on the internet because everything is about to fall apart, everything they've worked so hard for, man, it's so crazy, right? And guys, even if I'm talking about the F around, it's not the only people that voted for him that are going to find out. Everybody's going to find out, including a lot of black small business owners, right? Even if they know the struggle, they are still going to be affected, and there's nothing that can compensate the pain, to be honest. I want you to let me know what you think in the comment section about this very episode. It's again an F around and find out. This is the find out stage for the Maganates and the palm colored women that made sure they put him back in office, and all the other groups. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I think from me, that's it for today. I love all of you. Stay safe out there. And yeah, until then, my name is Grace and I love all of you. Bye.